Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Physician Healer. Thanks for joining me today. Before I get started, just wanted to remind you guys a little bit of housekeeping statements, reminders. Please remember to click the alert button, which is a little bell, if you like what you hear today. If any of this you found meaningful, please share it with loved ones and friends. A lot of times that's what kind of gets more of these tutorials published is to have a lot of people tell me how much they like it. Please use the comment section if you have any questions, anything else you want to see. I'll do my best to answer all of them and to address all the comments you have and questions. Also remember to hit the like button so that we can kind of facilitate more tutorials being made, and please remember to share. Anyway, I want to welcome you all today. I'm Dr. Celeste Amaya. I merge East versus West. I do a lot of Eastern healing. I am a believer that if we sometimes take the time to merge the two, we can actually have fantastic outcomes. And that has been the case for me for many, many years now. So I wanted to share with you a little bit today about the concept of being patient. I know it's something that's always thrown around a lot, the statement we've all heard about, patience is a virtue, but what does it really mean? Patient, like what does that mean? Waiting, waiting for what? Do we always have to wait? We're probably one of the most impatient species. It's sort of like, this should have happened yesterday. Oh, I wanted this on my desk yesterday. We've heard that a lot too. But in all seriousness, what can having the virtue of patience, how can that actually help us along in this life? I wanted to clarify, being patient is not just waiting around in the comfort zone. A lot of us say, well, we don't have to take action. We're comfortable where we are. But you know what? This week, as I started to talk to a lot of folks, it came to my attention that they all agreed with me. They smiled, they chuckled, even though they're in their pain, they're not feeling quite right, not really leveling up at this point. They said to me, you know what, we know what the comfort zone means. The comfort zone is anything but comfortable. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you've absolutely hit the nail on the head. The comfort zone is not comfortable at all. It's really more of a familiar zone. I equate it with, going back to your old easy chair with all the springs that's, popping up, all the foam is out. You're sitting on that easy chair and it's just so uncomfortable. But it's called the comfort zone because part of your mind knows it. It doesn't have to wonder about the uncertainty of the future. It already knows. So whether things are really bad, it wants to take you there. Part of the mind wants to take you there. Now, there is a part of our mind that we call free choice, and that exists too. That's the other part of the mind. And the free choice allows us to really make changes, to know there's a difference between where I am right now and where I can be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. And we really very much want to change. We don't want to feel miserable anymore. We're either in pain or we're taking a lot of medications that make us feel poorly. Whatever the case might be. You want to have a different scenario. You want to have a different image of yourself. You want to feel differently. You want to feel better than how you feel now. You want to be in a situation where it is better in your mind's eye, in your opinion, better than where it is right now. And a lot of times our mistake is to, one, we stay in the comfort zone and think that something's going to happen to us or for us, not without our action, our active action towards what we really want. So the first thing I remind people is to get very clear. What is it that you really want out of life? How is it that you really want to feel? And most people will agree. They can tell me exactly how they feel now. They have a wish, a desire that they want to feel better. They want to feel 100%. They want to, be able to run and jump and hike and not think about how the body and what the body's doing, to them or with them. They want to not think about the body. They want to not think about the medical issues. They want to think about their next hike, up the mountain, their next camping trip, their next vacation, their next cruise, their next flight to Europe, whatever it is, to go visit family, to play with the kids, to play with the grandkids, the nieces, the nephews, to play with their pets, run around. Whatever it is they want, the dream is there. But what is stopping them is that they don't know how to maneuver past that, past the wants and the desires. And then pretty much what happens is that since the other part of the brain has gotten so strong over time, that one part of the brain, and they call it usually the pre-programmed brain, the subconscious, what have you, that part shoots your dreams down. And then all of a sudden, that dream that you had of wanting to be better and feel better, it just goes, and then you're back in that uncomfortable comfort zone. So a lot of times I tell people patience is really not about waiting anywhere, but it's actively waiting because you've already put that seed down. And what you also have to remember, and I stress this over and over again, you can't change the current situation. You have to build a new scene. So whatever is going on right now, however you're feeling right now, just know that this is not permanent if you choose not to make this permanent. If you choose to take even small steps forward differently each day. You want to get out of the routine. Routine is what brought you here today as you feel right now. So remember, whatever it is that you see right now in the mirror, that's all from decisions you've made from yesterday. And as I've said before, the seed was planted yesterday. The tree is already fully grown. You can trim it, you can prune it, you can pluck all the leaves out. It's still the same tree. So what you need to do is stop watering that tree. Just kind of let it slowly go away through neglect, through not paying attention to it, and you begin to plant the new seed with your new wants and your new desires. When that seed is planted, that's when patience comes into play. Patience is just day-to-day nourishing that seed, making sure the soil is just right, the nutrients are just right, making sure the environment, you're watering it. Does it have enough of the minerals, food, vitamins, food for the seed to grow? And then patience is important because you could be waiting, you don't know how long. It could be days, it could be weeks, and you're already thinking, that part of mind says, I don't know what you're waiting for, but this isn't going to happen. And you need to make sure that that's not your voice. You want to make a change. Don't listen to the voices that tell you otherwise. Listen to the voices that tell you, go on, encouraging you. Those are the right voices to listen to. And what happens is that you wait and wait and wait, because once you plant the seed, there is a time frame. You got to wait. That's when patience comes in. Now, what happens when you don't wait? What are you going to do? You're going to dig out the seed. Hey, are there root hairs growing already? Oh my gosh, I dug it out. It's not even ready. Okay, so it's done. You're going to have to replant the seed and start over. Now, the other thing is that you're waiting and waiting, and let's say it's been months. And now you're digging out the seed again, and oh my gosh, the roots have grown in already, but you killed the seed. The stem was just coming out. It was just going to come out and break through ground, but you couldn't wait. So you dug it out, and now you got to start all over. So you kind of get the message here. And these are just, I know, analogies. They are simple to understand. So I hope that's really getting through the message to you, what I'm trying to convey to you. When you want to change, make it a decision that you want to change and be very clear about how you want to feel, because that's when the intentional statements come in and the discipline to actually put those wants into your mind. Now, what's important also is while you're actively doing the statements, which I went over in last week's YouTube video, when you make the statements and you talk to yourself in the mirror, which is a mirror technique, you get up in the morning and then before bedtime, you talk to yourself in the mirror and you go through the intentional statement questions to really kind of put forth, and this is a technique that a lot of people use. You take the future of how you want to be and how you want to feel, and you bring that into the present time as if it's already happened, because you have to remember the body is a faithful servant of the mind. it doesn't know the difference between you're telling it some imaginary tale or if you're telling it the truth. Whatever it is, it tries to catch up because it does want to realign with what the mind is doing, what the mind is saying. So that is something that is true. It is 100% true. So you got to trust me on this. It's in a lot of the literature. So when you're making the statements and you're doing them morning and evening, you're reminding yourself throughout the day, there is a period of waiting. And the waiting becomes a little bit difficult. It's a challenge because in your, from your eyes, you're not seeing the difference. But trust me, a change is happening. And I've actually seen explanations where this gentleman, I remember watching a podcast, this gentleman had 2 glass beakers. One beaker had coffee, black coffee, and the other beaker had just water. And what he said was, look at the difference. And if you start adding teaspoons of that water to the coffee, even just 1 teaspoon, you stir it up, would you not agree that it doesn't seem to have lightened the beaker with the coffee? It seems like it's just still coffee. And you keep doing 1 teaspoon after another, 1 teaspoon after another of the water into the coffee, and you're mixing it around, and you're still looking at that, and you're saying, no, the beaker still, it's dark with coffee. I don't see that you're doing anything. You're actually diluting that coffee with the beaker of water. Now, it's not until you took a picture before and after, the beaker of coffee before and after water was added, that you can actually see, my gosh, it has faded. The coffee is lighter now after 5 or 6 teaspoons of the clear water into the coffee. It's the same thing whenever you're making a change. The changes seem very small, but they're really not. But everything takes time, and so you have to be patient, and that's when patience becomes a true virtue. It's a gift to have. It's a blessing to be patient. And sometimes I agree, patience, I have a hard time with it. Patience is something that you learn over time, and it can be done. Everything can be learned as long as you have the willpower and the desire to learn. And this is how we move forward. So what you have to remember is plant a new seed, make the conditions right. What are the conditions? Every day, going to the mirror, reminding yourself your positive affirmations, doing the positive intentional statement questions, making sure that's all you're thinking about. And if something negative comes into your mind, know that it's your old mindset trying to get you back into that crummy sofa. It's trying to get you back. You don't want to go back there. You want to go forward. So you need to have a very strong willpower, a lot of discipline, consistency and persistence. That's how you move forward. And what you have to do is one day you wake up and you're not going to notice it, but you're going to start feeling better. It is inevitable. When you make any change, no matter how small, the path is already different. You're already making a change, and you just have to trust me on this. Whatever cells are in the mind right now, whatever cells have been pre-programmed from the past, whatever happened, in the past for you, to you, through you, whatever happened, that takes time to displace. So it's almost like another analogy. You've got a lot of buttons, and all the buttons are like red buttons, and you want to put some blue buttons in. Well, so you start putting in, 1 blue button at a time, and would you agree, if you mix it all up, all you still see are a bunch of red buttons. But over time, as you keep putting blue buttons in, you're going to start to have, a 20-80 mixture, and then a 30-70 mixture, and then 50-50, and you can actually see that there is a mixture of red and blue buttons, and over time it'll just take over with a bunch of blue buttons. That is in essence what you're doing when you're making a change. So be courageous, be patient, be brave, and wherever you want to go, as long as you have the will to do it, you will get there. Okay? So and don't forget, if you have some time, go check on out my weekly newsletter under substack.com, under the platform substack.com, and look up Physician Healer. It'll all be there. If it calls to you, resonates with you, please feel free to read and share with other people that you know that might benefit from what I have to say there. And I do include some exercises there to help you guys breathe, to remind you guys to journal, to stretch, to have good nutrition in your life. And there's some statements and some tutorials on there to go through, sets of outlines for you to also do your own meridian meditation. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I'll have you guys find someplace comfortable, someplace quiet, and just sit up. And again, you can lie down and do this, and if you fall asleep, that's okay. No need to beat yourself up over this. Just when you feel awake enough, hit replay, pause, replay again, and then just use this as a learning tool. Don't get stressed out. Every day, just put forth whatever you can. Every day, an effort, a small step leads to many, many, many small steps, and it leads to something big. Okay, so, and you know that's inevitable too. So go ahead and find a place comfortable and sit up. And then I'm going to offer you to just close your eyes very gently. And then go ahead and just begin allowing your body to settle into the space and be aware that there's just a space that is all around us, that we hold space for ourselves and everything. And then we just release ourselves into the space as we're a part of it. There's a oneness for us all. We're all connected. And we know this, somehow we know this. And so I'm going to go ahead and invite you to take a very slow, deep breath in. And what you're going to do once more is you'll breathe in slowly through the nose or through pursed lips, whatever's easiest for you. And take about 5 to 7 seconds to breathe in. Visualize tracking the breath all the way down into the belly and allow the belly to expand a little bit. And when you exhale, take about 5 to 7 seconds again. You can exhale through pursed lips. We'll slow the breathing in and the breathing out down. And picture your belly now contracting and pushing back in towards the spine. And let's go ahead and do one right now. Breathe in. Good. And then sigh it out. Good. Breathe in again, 5 to 7 seconds. And let it out. Good. Now breathe very quietly and very gently. And as you begin to keep your eyes closed, I'm going to go ahead and today start with the blade point of the hand and gently just tap this area here as I speak. Feel free to repeat after me if that works better for you, or just quietly listen and really internalize the words that I'm saying and really kind of feel them for you. I'm here today to observe the space. I'm here today to participate in the space of the present time, the space of the now. I am all here, for there is no past and there is no future. In the now, in the present time, this is all that there is. I am light, I am love, I am peace, I am joy. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for nothing at all. I'm grateful for my existence, my breath, my heartbeat, and that I'm here. I'm grateful that I can show up today and just be myself. I'm grateful to know that I don't need to be a certain way or a specific way. I know that we are all unique and we are all necessary. And it is said that there's no such thing as an extra human being on this earth. We are all here on purpose, with a purpose. And today we let that purpose just flow through us. And every day we put forth our best, just being ourselves, just being here in the now. Go ahead and switch to the other blade and begin tapping here gently. As I breathe deeply and easily into the space of the present time, I am aware that whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm at, whatever's happening to me, with me, for me, it is meant to be. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I allow myself to flow with everything. Whatever's heavy, I release. Whatever feels burdensome, I release, without regret, with forgiveness, without frustration. Whatever love I have inside, and I have in abundance, as we all do, I freely give to myself and I freely give to others. I believe in self-care. I believe in self-love. I believe in gratitude, to be grateful for everything and anything that I can see, I can hear, touch, listen, and come to know. Everything that is here, it is for me. Everything here is meant to give me a lesson. There's nothing good, there's nothing bad. Things just really are. Go ahead and now change the meridian point to the chest point here. As I continue to gently breathe into the space of the now, I let myself go. I let myself feel free. How is it that I'm free? I am free because I'm always connected, not only to myself, but with everyone and everything all around me. And I can feel that when I am quiet and I'm listening, I allow the feelings of truth to come through me, to be with me, to give me a sense of knowing, a sense of understanding of who I am in the whole scheme of things. And the things are always all right. All things are temporary. Again, everything is good. Everything is temporary. Everything is perfect. My job is to simply show up as I am and just flow with it. I'm always protected. I'm always guided and taken care of. Wherever I came from, I was put here on purpose, with a purpose. And so my job is to simply let go, release, and surrender to this very moment, right here, right now. It is all so very good. I'm now going to change the meridian point to the eyebrow here, next to the midline of the forehead, and gently tap here, either one side or both sides here. I will do both sides. As I continue to breathe gently and gracefully into the present moment, I am aware that I'm connected not only to myself, but to everyone and everything all around me. This connection is vast. I'm connected to things that I know, but also connected to things I don't know that I have yet to discover, and it's all okay. It is all good. And I'm just going to flow with that. Go ahead and change the meridian point to the corner of the eyes. I'm going to use both sides. I am freely aware that I can release all things that are heavy and allow my body to release all tension and to release all pressures. As I begin to release from head to toe, I am fully aware that this is a present time with precious moments, allowing my body to heal, to restore into a balanced state. Go ahead and change the meridian point to under the eye at the cheekbone. I am also aware that I am here not only to release what feels heavy, release the things that no longer serve me, release the things that no longer help me. I am aware that this is a time for me to allow the mind to wander freely. For it is said that I am the sky and the thoughts are not about me. The thoughts are not from me. I am not the one speaking. The thoughts are merely things like clouds flowing by. My job is to let them flow by and to just passively observe with grace, with patience. Go ahead now and change the meridian point to under the nose, above the upper lip, and gently tap here. Through the release of all that is heavy, through the release of all weakness, of all disease, frustrations, releasing all fears, releasing all my concerns, releasing all things that just feel heavy, filled with sickness and illness, I release them all and allow myself to receive the abundance that's already here, receive the solutions that are already here. I ask that I am quiet enough to listen, quiet enough to feel the good that is around me. I will now switch the meridian point to under the lower lip at the dip, and I will gently tap here. I breathe quietly and gently and fully into the space of the now. When I focus on what I have now and what I'm grateful for, simply, I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that my heart beats. I'm grateful that I'm here. I exist. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the times that I'm brave enough to release into nothing and the abundance comes. I'm grateful enough to release into the darkness, and the light comes. I am grateful to release into what seems nothing at all, and the abundance comes. The abundance is always here. And so I open the doors inward to see, to witness, and to release all that I am. For I am always going to be love, I am gratitude, I am the peace, the light, and the joy. And I allow those to freely live within me, to flow from me, and to share that with everyone and everything all around me. I will now return to the meridian points at the chest area as I allow myself to be set free, as I allow myself to release the tension, to release the pressure from head to toe. I allow myself the freedom to heal, the freedom to regenerate, the freedom to come together as a whole unit in unification and in alignment. I ask for coherence between my mind, the body, and the spirit. I ask for coherence, a connection to freely heal, to move as one, exist as one, to forever flow as one, to realize always that we are, I am, in every drop of every ocean. I am in every grain of sand, in all the sands of this earth. I am connected to myself and to so much more. And it is this connection that sets me free. And I am fully aware. And so I let go. I surrender this moment. I surrender to all things that someone somehow knows where I am, what I'm all about, and will not let me fall, will let me flow forward with ease, with grace, without effort at all. I allow my body to rise in vibrancy, in resilience. I allow myself to simply flow forward, setting down all the heaviness, all the heavy luggage and bags, things I've carried for myself and things I've carried for others that were never meant for me. I freely release you now. I'm letting go. I am freeing myself to receive what is on the other side of a challenge. I'm ready to receive the magic. I am ready. Go ahead and change the meridian point back to the blade of the hand. As I breathe further into the present time, into the space of the present moment, I am aware that I am all things. I am to be who I am and to just simply show up. I release now all clutter. I release now all noise. I allow myself freely to receive all that is abundant, that's already here, that will flow to me, through me, with me. I will now switch the meridian point to the other side, the other blade of the hand. Gently tap here. And as I continue to breathe gracefully and gently into the present time, into the present moment, I continue to free myself of all heaviness, free myself of things that no longer serve me, and to just allow myself to realize things are how they are, things become how they will become, and none of that will have anything to do with me. Go ahead now, return the meridian points to the chest, and we will begin a few intentional statement questions. Why have I become so patient in the last 2 years that I didn't even notice? How have all these things transformed my life for the better in the last 2 years that I didn't even notice? How have I been able to become so strong and so resilient that I didn't notice before? How is my life? So happy now, so full of joy. And it's been like that for the last 2 to 3 years. How is it that I didn't even notice that before? How is it that I'm feeling so resilient, full of courage? I feel brave, and I've been feeling this way. How is it for the last 2 years that I didn't even notice it? How is it that I'm allowing all the magic that is around me to come through me for the last 2 years that I didn't even notice before? I now breathe into the space. Breathe in, let it out. I now breathe into the space. Breathe in. Release. I now breathe in all the light into every cell of my body. Breathe in. I release the lingering heaviness. I breathe in all the strength. Breathe in. I let go of all the clutter. I breathe in all that is light and love and full of grace. Breathe in. I release the heaviness that's lingering. Go ahead and now rest your hands onto your lap, leaving your eyes still closed. And just breathe very gently and very quietly, and I will sit with you for a few moments and guide you through. Allow the mind to just take these moments to settle down. If the mind is showing you images, welcome them, allow them. They are merely things that are on their way out. If they're pleasant, smile. If they seem unpleasant to you, smile anyway. They are leaving. Politely and gracefully say goodbye and thank them for the lessons. Be gracious. Feel in your heart right now, take a moment and truly feel grateful for everything that you are right now, everything that you can do and feel right now. Focus on all that is good right now. Whatever is not good, it's still there, but find the good and let it conquer and overtake what is unpleasant. You can do it. Whenever you breathe in, just visualize all the strength. Visualize yourself laughing, carrying on, filled with so much joy and so much peace. Feel the blessings that are to come, and you know they will come. It's just a matter of time. Breathe in that courage. And when you let it out, it's like you've made a clean sweep each time, clearing out the dust and the debris. And continue to breathe gently on. I'm here with you. Allow the body to feel the tension leaving. Allow the body to encourage strength, energy to flow directly into the body. Open up the body to healing. Be okay with that. Invite the body to welcome lightness. Now at this point, you can choose to continue sitting on in silence, in reflection, remembering the things that show up in your mind, things that you feel in your body, or things that are just trying to leave. Welcome them, allow them, don't resist. All you're doing inside your mind is allowing them, smiling, and you just step aside and let them flow on by. Feel free to sit for another 20 minutes, perhaps 30, perhaps 40 minutes. Whatever calls to you is the right thing. If you want to bring yourself back into the present time, there's no need to do so. But if you feel called to do so, gently ask yourself to locate your heartbeat, to locate the breath, locate the movement of your body as you're breathing, and find one thing you're grateful for or two things, and keep those close to you. If you keep them close to you, you will feel them. Just allow. I will go ahead and ask you now, for those of you who are ready to move on, open your eyes very slowly and gently, and allow yourself to just gently stare for a little while, allowing the eyes to adjust, allowing your body to gently come into the present time, into this present moment, into this present reality. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me today on this episode of Physician Healer. Remember to click like and subscribe and share with others. Be sure to comment if you have any questions, if there's anything you want to see or anything you want to talk about, certain questions about how to make the statement questions, any more concerns about or questions about how to become more patient, what different specific techniques that you can incorporate, feel free to enter those questions into the comment section. Remember to check out my substack.com newsletter under Physician Healer. That's published weekly and one is coming out soon. So feel free to check out the previous newsletters for any tips and insights, as well as inspirational thoughts and comments to help you along your way as we all come together and to wish for blessings every day to be grateful for. So I wish you all lots to be grateful for, with love and gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye now.